Okay, hello and welcome back everyone. Today I have my Ycam over here, which is, I'd say, way better I think in capturing the whole table than my normal cameras. So today I'm gonna be filming this repair video about Konica Minolta Dimage Z6. So for you guys that do not know, this is an IR filter. This Ycam has no focus. I might modify it to make close focusing easier, but this is not a Ycam that has close focus, so I'm not going to be able to show you up close what this thing looks like, but it looks hazy as hell, as you can see right here. Yeah, this thing is supposed to be clear, or at least like reddish in color, and this is not, it's like milky white. So this thing came off this Dimage Z6, and the thing after taking the filter out is that because I have no spare filter or like a spare part, I'm unable to focus when like you're in the most wide 35mm equivalent focal range distance, not sure, yeah, but yeah, so basically that's the problem. So I'm gonna have to open this thing back up one more time and show you basically how I do that. And yeah, I'm gonna go videotape the process and hopefully you all learn something today. So first I'm gonna go find my soldering iron and power that thing on, because I do need a soldering iron for this job. Let me go take that thing right here. Wait, let me first tidy up my table. Now you can actually see the part over here, which is usually not on camera. So you can see like this mess with these screwdrivers, torch, not used. You'll need this for soldering, because this carbon composite is gonna melt when you're using it with a soldering iron. This spare you do not need, this thing you do not need. This thing you'll have to use, because this will not be useful, yeah. I'm gonna show you why you actually need a long screwdriver that's thin instead of one that has like a thin front and a fat back piece. And then I'm gonna put these away. Okay. Then these are rubber bits, yeah. First you wanna peel off the rubber bits, all of them. So here and here. You actually don't have to take the top cover off for a hot shoe, but I did because I just didn't want it over there. Also, the side cover flap thingy, this thing is broken on mine. It's over here. I'm gonna glue it back later, yeah, because it serves zero function, and I'd rather have a port cover that looks okay than might ingress some dust and stuff like that, yeah. So let me go push this aside, put the screwdriver back in. Make a workbench tidy before you actually start working, yeah, so you'll not mess up. And put this double-sided tape somewhere else. Okay, now we shall start with the tear down on this thing. So first, what you want to do is face it down. If possible, you want to use the lens cap. So let me go take the lens cap out of the strap, yeah. So there we go. Put the strap away. Put the lens cap back on. Now this thing has batteries, which means that I can turn this guy on. Oh shit. Okay, there you go. And as you can see, this thing is fully working. Only thing is that you can actually focus to macro with this thing. So see this? It's actually focused perfectly. And this thing is in its black and white mode because obviously this thing is infrared, yeah. So if I were to change this guy back to color, it'd be sort of purplish. As you can see, if I put a tissue under here, yeah, it's gonna be purplish like that, yeah. So that is why I'm gonna, I mean, that's not why, yeah, that is because I took this thing out. I do not have any filters this size. I have an APS-C one with some funky etching, but that's not gonna fit this. I'm not gonna be cutting that thing as well, so I'm gonna have to make do with what I have, which means converting this guy to infrared. And yeah, let's go and start. So first, cover this lens up. Okay. The iFixit guide is sort of shit on this Z6 body, so that's why I'm making this video. I was not supposed to make this video. I was sort of on the fence, and I ended up not making a video because it took me like one day to take this thing apart yesterday. More like one night, yeah. Now it's in the morning already. So let's take this thing out. That's your viewfinder cover thingy. You can actually see up to here, man. It's really cool. So my Yika might actually be my next like top to down camera setup. So then you have this thing. You pull up slowly. Then you push it down. There, yeah. Then the screen sort of falls out because mine has like this shit adhesive holding it down. Next, what you want to do is you want to open these things over here. And most of the screws are actually the same, so you can actually interchange the screws if you want to. I mean, you can put them in like a small plate or like a small cup and that should be okay, but for me I want to keep them all in order, yeah. So also I lost my magnet for some reason, so I'm gonna have to find that. I lost my big magnet, but I have the small one still here. Just I've gotta like take the thing out of this speaker grill. Okay. Those are out. Then you take this bottom left one. Then you can take the side one from here, yeah? Then you take the bottom ones. You only take the back ones, yeah? The front two do not need to be taken out. Whereas I think, yeah, just I took all of them out, but you shouldn't need to take the bottom ones out. I mean the front one out. This thing doesn't seem fully in. Okay. Let's take these out. Okay. You have these things. Actually, I don't think you need to take these things out yet. Next, you want to take the front cover out. To do this, you want to pull up on this silver thing right here, yeah? This chrome bit. Pull it up, and it just falls apart like this. This thing has a few parts, so do not lose them. You have a spring over here, yeah? Spring. Make it stand up if you can, so it doesn't roll off the table. Then you have this power button, the sharp button, and this is your chrome piece. I advise making like a U shape like this, yeah? So it guards this thing from falling off your table. Then, since you already have this part out, you can take this thing out, and there's a screw over here on the like super corner over there, yeah? like super hidden corner over here. You want to take that thing out with a tool. In my case, I have this Xiaomi Wiha screwdriver kit, which can actually reach that, yeah? So I want to find the screw head. That seems like it. Okay. It's got a rub a bit, but it's okay. So long as the screw comes out. Then you have this thing over here. And I think this type snapped off here, see? So this thing is broke off on mine. Not the best, but you can always glue this thing back, yeah? This thing had like some sticky double-sided tape, so you can also use that. Let me go try and like pull this thing up slightly. Then you should be able to pull this faceplate out. This SD card doors goes over here. Then you have this, okay. Next you wanna turn your soldering iron on. Okay, mine is heating up. So wait, let's put these things away. Okay, yeah. So next thing you wanna do is you wanna take the LCD off, which is gonna mean you have to take these 4 screws out that are holding the LCD assembly on. And you also have to take these 4 like wires off. Remember the order, yeah? So it's red, black, blue, and orange. And this thing is a long screw with a stand off on the bottom. So what you want to do is you want to hold the stand off, then pull the screw out, and pull the stand off out, like that, yeah? Then the 3 other screws are exactly the same, so you can interchange them. Put it over there. And if the audio is not very clear, I'm very sorry, yeah, because I'm not sure if the cams actually sound nice, but it should be enough for you to understand what I'm saying, which is more than enough, I'd say. Yeah? So as you can see, the screen just falls apart, like that, yeah? Is this soldering iron to heat or not? I think it's not yet up to heat. Yeah, it's not yet. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you this, yeah. So the the backlight in mine was very fragile. And so in the end, what happened was that these 2 connectors, the white one fell off, and when trying to solder this thing again, the 2 connectors, the yellow and I mean the like orange or pink and white on the LCD side sort of got ripped off. They didn't get ripped off, I mean they got like twisted off, like they came off from stress, which is not a very good thing to have. So what I did was then I took some tape off of here, yeah, which is like yellow tape, like this thing over here, and then I soldered this thing back. You can solder it back, yeah. It's not like the wires that go in the LCD, so you can actually fix it. Also, some of these are actually Sony screens, some of them are Casio, mine's Casio, so there you go. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the design and stuff like that. Now I'm gonna have to, oh yeah, also why you wanna take the screw from inside here, yeah, is so that you can actually pull this up slightly, like this, and that allows you to basically take the rear cover off, which is not gonna come off because of the zoom rocker. Wait, let me go try and take this thing off. Fucking hell. What the hell? There we go, okay. And the zoom rockers are one single part, which is why you can't really take the thing out, because it's like gonna go down over here, yeah? So it's just still heating up. I will think it is. Let's try clean the tip. Yeah, it's clean. and it's heated up. Okay, so now what you want to do is you want to solder this connector. There you go. They're actually coming off. So first you want to work on the LCD connectors. Shit. My solder is a 60-watt solder, and so I do not recommend you do this with a 60-watt solder. You're supposed to be using like a 20-watt, I think, for this stuff. But it's okay because that's what I have. This is like the best solder I have for now. Okay, that's clean. Now the next thing you can do is you wanna like pull the board here off of the. Let's take the LCD out of this cage thingy first, yeah. Okay. Then you wanna pull this board off. There's a connector over here, yeah, under this thing, which doesn't like to get pulled out, but there you go. Then I should have LCD connector over here. Pull this tab up and pull the LCD straight out like this, yeah. Put this over here and put this thing over here. This thing, these adhesive strips on my adhesive like roll are unbranded, man. These are like shit old sticky double-sided tapes, yeah. So but the LCD backing has like a rubber pressure plate, so that's okay with mine. It only keeps it down for like while you're taking this thing apart, so that's enough. But I would recommend you take something like 3M double-sided tape. I'm still waiting for like the free shipping so I can actually buy some 3M. But yeah, so what? Also, there's gonna be a lot of this yellow stuff when you take the leatherette off, which is supposed to come off, and you're gonna glue this leatherette back later with some like rubber cement, like this castle I have right here. So that's for later to do, not now. So you wanna pull these connectors out basically. So let's go. First you wanna start with this guy. Okay. There you go. Then you wanna pull, what else? You're gonna pull this guy. Okay, and you pull this thing out. Let's turn the solder off and put somewhere else. Then I can take an old broken screwdriver and pull this connector out. The problem with these connectors is that they don't have tabs. So you know usually in modern connectors, yeah, you have this like connector design. For example, I have 4 pins, yeah. It has 4 pins, and you have like a small tab like this on the side where you can pull it on like this, yeah. But in this thing, it does not have that kind of a tab to pull the thing out. So what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to pull on the cable itself, and that is not a very good thing to do. But that is the limits of like Konica Minolta's design. So yeah, that's what we're gonna have to do. Now pull this. You can actually pull this thing out right now, yeah. Oh, not yet, not yet. You wanna pull this connector out first. Then you can pull the like control unit on the top out. So you can pull this thing out. There you go. Once this thing's out, you can actually pull the whole control unit out like this, yeah. See? Go over there. And you're gonna have this, which is basically your battery holder. You can probably like rework this thing here to take like 6-volt battery, so you can put like a voltage regulator and like some 1S or 2S battery in here, but I'm gonna leave it as stock, yeah. And then at this point you can pull this connector out. And this also. So to take this thing out, these three are basically the viewfinder ones, yeah. So I'm gonna take this thing out first. Take these screws out on the bottom of the, like under the flash over here, there's 2 screws, yeah. Take these 2 out. I can say this like very certainly because I've just closed this thing up and I'm back in it again. So 2 screws, you can pull this thing slightly back like this, yeah. And after pulling this thing slightly back, you can access the cable over here. There you go. And also this cable over here, and also this cable over here. There you go. And then you can slot this thing back in. Shit. Just like that. Then you can put these screws back in. You don't need to tighten them fully because you're gonna have to take this thing back slightly to push the connectors back in later, yeah. So there you go. And I'm gonna push this last one in. Just enough that it doesn't fall out. And now you've taken this. There's one connector over here. So what you wanna do is you wanna slightly pull on this guy until this connector pops out. Then you can press this connector down, and then you should be able to pull this thing out, see? Okay? And then you want to pull this thing up, like straight up, and then pull it this way. Then you can access this connector over here. Then you can take this thing out, and you have the ports out. Now you have access to this shutter, what do you call this thing? It's not shutter, it's like the sensor assembly basically. So if you haven't, go clean the sensor and the rear element. But now what we want to do is we want to make this thing basically a bit closer to the lens itself. Now how you do this, basically you screw the screws back on just a bit lower, yeah. So I'm gonna see, I think they're spring mounted, yeah, hopefully they are. So let's take some Allen keys and go from there. This thing is 80% battery, okay, nice. So how much memory do I have left? 3 minutes, what the hell? So at least this thing has a blinking red light, yeah, that shows me if it's on. So this is a set from Hiroshi, I think, this Allen key set. That's a 1.5 mil bit, which means I didn't have to take this thing, yeah. Let me have a check first. That means you can actually use this thing. So you can take this screw out. Okay, so you can actually screw it down. But for this I don't want to actually screw it down directly, yeah, because I want to pull the screw out. And then I want to break this like old epoxy off. Okay. And then let's screw this thing back down. And this one, the glue actually doesn't really stick to the screw, yeah? So that's fine, I'd say. The purpose of this and the glue, yeah, is to stop the screws from backing out, basically. So if they back out, then you're gonna, yeah, this thing also the glue didn't hold on the screw, yeah? So I'm gonna screw it back down. So if the screws back out, they'll just gonna kill the springs till they're like bottomed out. Okay, so the purpose of the springs are to level the sensor with the lens. So it's like on a 3D printer basically, yeah. So for example, your sensor is a bit crooked. This is the lens, this is your sensor like this, yeah. See? So if there's springs, it'll push the thing back and you can adjust the screws. So for example, this thing's not straight, you can tighten this screw over here and it'll go like this. And for example, you go a bit too far, yeah. You can pull this thing slightly back and the screw will push it back. So even if your plastic mounting is not perfect, you can still have like a perfect film plane, or like in this case sensor plane. So now I'm done, yeah, and I'm probably gonna have to cut the video because 17 seconds again my memory runs out. Let me go cut the video. Bye bye. Okay, I'm back. So let's go again, yeah. So my camera just swallowed basically 16 gigs of memory in like half an hour, which is crazy as hell. But yeah, I somehow have some text. Oh no, okay. Wait. Okay. So I'm gonna put this thing back together again. Also to make sure you guys got the note, yeah. So if you're only cleaning the sensor or cleaning the rear element, take these 3 screws out and take this ribbon out and you can take the sensor out immediately. Just do not press too hard or else you'll crack the glue over here. And I just adjusted the screws because mine did not focus to infinity, and you should not do that actually. If you do want to take the screws out and take the eyepiece mechanism out, you have to like basically unscrew, mark the screws where they came from and count how many turns it takes to like bring it out of the thing or until it hits the bottom, and then from there you can put it to like its original position again, yeah, because you do not want to basically screw up your focusing mechanism by doing this for no obvious reason. So yeah, I'm gonna go start assembling this thing again, and yeah, let's go. So first of all, what you want to do is you want to put this connector back in. First you want to push these cables out here, yeah. So pull the blue out, pull the red out, okay. You do not want to tangle them, that's important to note. And then so once they're out of the way, you can push this thing also out. Actually no, let's not do that first, yeah. So let's push it over here basically. And then let's push this connector back in. Oh shit. Okay, then you wanna find a way to like hold this thing while you clip down the screw. While you clip down this connector's clip. There you go, that's it. Then you can push this thing back down here. And before you put anything in, put some thing like a screwdriver in here, and you want to fish out all the connectors. So you want to fish out this thin 2-pin over here. And then you want to try fishing the ribbon over here out. If you can't fish the ribbon out, that means that it's not close enough. So you want to like close it up slightly, this thing. And you have one ribbon left to go, which means you want to take this thin tool and like pull the ribbon out. Like, there you go, nice. Then you want to pull this ribbon out, and this ribbon also out. Okay. So first you want to make sure this thing's in, this ribbon. How I do this is I close the connector first, yeah. Press it this way, close. And I'm not showing you this upside down for me because it's for you to watch. It's just easier for me to do it this way. So to do this, you wanna lift the board up slightly, like this. Have the connector closed, then push the connector down. Use something plastic if you can, or your nail, yeah. Push the connector down. And wait, my back's sort of itchy. Let's push thing into the slot like that, yeah. The connector still closed. So now you want to open the connector up with my screwdriver. Where's my screwdriver? It's back in here, yeah. So now you want to pull these prongs back out. And then it just falls into place basically. Push the back of the connector itself. Just like this. And that's securely in place. That's the hardest thing to get in, aside from this thing. So then, next you want to pull these and you want to push them back in basically, yeah. For this, and this is quite easy, this is quite hard. I'm going to show you how after this. So first you want to push this thing in. This is the easy one, yeah. Okay, that should be in. So next you want to push these two in. They're easier, just slot them back in like this. They go in and press the sides. Because they're quite big and they're quite easy then. So the smaller the connector, the harder. Then this, you want to just slot this thing straight in. Fucking asshole. Okay, so that's now the point where you need to have my special trick, yeah, which is gonna be open the flash unit and take these two small screws out again. And this is why I told you not to screw them fully in. Take these two out. Shit. Okay. Next you want to slightly pull this thing back, yeah. And now you'll have some room to basically fold the connector on itself a little bit, this, yeah, so that it faces down, and when it does that you can actually guide it in to the slot itself. Shit. There you go, that's in. Now this is why I say I like modern connectors a bit more, yeah. In these old things, you do not have the side prongs to help you push them in. Which means you have to either use your nail, like mine, which is long as hell. But even this doesn't help it to go in, yeah. So you want to find something plastic and thin. What can I use? I don't have something as plastic and thin. So let's use this screwdriver. Oh, this thing's closed. Okay, so open this thing up. And I should be quite a bit happier when going in. That's in. Now for this guy, you wanna slot this thing in. Shit. Come on. Little asshole one. Go in. Okay. Ah, shit. It just jumped. Okay. There we go. Nice. That's in. Now you wanna push this thing, this connector in, yeah? For this, use tweezers. Hold these two cables while this head of the connector thing is over here, yeah? And you can force it in by pushing the connector in with the tweezers. Make sure red's on the left side, and like the dull gray thingy is on the right side. There we go. That's in. Now what else do you have? This is done. This is done. You have the control panel over here. So you wanna push this thing down over here. Also, I haven't screwed the flash unit's screws in. I'm still not sure if this actually will work, yeah, because this is basically an IR conversion without doing anything to mod the sphere parts of the camera itself. I only adjusted the sensor slightly to make it a bit closer to the lens. Then we are. Oh, yeah, okay, so that's done. Next, what you wanna do is you wanna this. Yeah, put this thing in. Push the cables aside. Guide this thing in. Just like that, yeah. Then pull the cables back out of there. Like that, yeah. Then you wanna slot this thing in. Make sure this, what you call this thing? This like ring thing is not in your way. And then So I pull the cables out, also the ribbon, and then slot the thing itself back in like this. Okay, and at this point you should be able to slot this connector into this, this ribbon in the connector, yeah. So let's push it in this, yeah. Then press the locks. There you go. That thing looks quite securely in there. Okay, so you have 4 connectors over here. LCD has 2. This thing will screw back on. Okay. For this, you want to make sure you align this thing properly, yeah. Because if this thing's not fully in or not aligned properly, it will not turn on this thing. So you want to push. First, you also want to align the plastic prongs, like that, yeah. Then you press it like hell until there's no air gap between the bottom PCB and the top PCB, like that. Oh yeah, also you have to plug this display in first, yeah. So you wanna first solder the cables in. After that, you wanna basically first you wanna solder these things in. Then you wanna plug the display in while putting the port at like some angle like this, yeah. This display connects in here, and then after that you wanna put like this. You wanna screw the display bracket on with the display, and then you wanna solder the display on. Then you can put everything back together again. So I'm gonna go show you how you do this. First, you wanna find your phone, or yeah, your phone, yeah, because I assume you're watching me on your phone or your PC or something like that. But yeah, somebody's asking me about some stuff. Okay, photos. Okay, so this thing's red, black. Wait, I haven't plugged the solder in. Okay, let me go. I have my solder in, yeah. Forgot to plug it in. Oh, I accidentally turned my computer on, yeah. The heck. Let's just power this guy off. And tidy some stuff up while I wait for the solder to heat up. This is actually quite a good solder, man. It's a Deco 60 watt unit, which I shoved into some random cheap soldering iron, and I put a bike grip on here. So I can see the wood and you can see the rubber over here, yeah? Because the 60 watts was like really hot as hell, and this thing was from like a 15 watt soldering iron body, basically. So, but this thing's been working for like 1 year for me, yeah? And I haven't used a single tip. I mean, I haven't thrown a single tip out. I have a spare tip and a unit, which is, I actually bought 3 tips and 2 heater cores, and I've only used 1 heater core and 1 tip from like the day I got it. So it's actually quite a good soldering unit, this thing. It's never complained, it's never died on me. The only thing is this thing likes to carry a lot of build up. I think it's quite hot, this thing, yeah. It's a 60 watt unit, and the plastic stuff that you actually accidentally touch with 20 watt unit, they will like melt immediately, yeah. This thing just melts everything in its way. So yeah, I highly recommend this if you actually want to solder things and not just like solder 1 or 2 joints per year. This thing will actually work a lot. I've been like selling keyboard switches, Cherry blacks, reds, siren reds and stuff like that, Alps, and this thing has been soldering and desoldering everything flawlessly. So I think this thing should be at temperature, maybe, not yet. It's almost, but not yet. The reason why this thing takes a lot of time to heat up is because the soldering tip is really big. It's not like the small dinky ones you can find like hackles and stuff like that. This thing is like literally a pencil-sized rod of metal, and that's why I actually like this thing. So also the camera looks quite nice, man. Sort of like it. So yeah, this thing might be here to stay. I was supposed to put a TV lens on this Ycam, this Canon or Sony 12.5mm to 75mm lens, but I pulled off doing that because doing that I'd be like destroying a Ycam for my fun basically, and that doesn't sound very ethical, yeah. So yeah, I think it's at temperature. Let's put these things away. Cutting the tip. See, it's a bit cold though, this thing. Doesn't seem at temperature yet. Let's see. So, take some solder. Yeah, it's not yet fully hot. Solder doesn't just directly melt. So, we're gonna have to wait for a while. And while waiting, you can do other things, including like looking at your PCB. This PCB looks a bit dirty. Let's go suck the solder off this first, yeah. If you wanted to heat up faster, you can like make a tunnel like this, yeah, with some paper or some book, and do this. But then your hand will be way hotter if you didn't do this, yeah. So I advise against this. You can also burn the tip if you want with like a lighter, but that'll kill your tip quite fast, yeah. So do not do that. It's better to just wait, be patient. Now this seems like it's up to temperature. Let's hope it is. So, not yet. Oh, it sort of is. It's almost. Give it like 20 more seconds and I think it'll be perfect. So now you also want to take your... This is my soldering, like, solder sucker station. This thing's only been cleaned like last week, and you can see how much solder is in here. Yeah? Okay. I'm gonna be returning the pads. Okay, yeah, so these things are full of wet solder and hot solder basically, so I'm gonna go suck pads till they're nice and dry. Okay, pad number 2, yeah. Pad number 3. Number 2 didn't really go that well. Gonna redo it after this. Okay, they're now quite nice and dry, yeah. Then I'm gonna go clean these pads over here. These are for the LCD. Okay, nice. So let me put my sucker stuff away. Then I'm gonna go and put this PC back in over here. And then let's go and take my phone. And so red, black, blue, orange. Red goes first, under black. Oh yeah, that doesn't seem right. Let me try and hold this thing with some tweezers. Okay, nice. Red then black, yeah. Next you have what else? Red, black, blue and orange. So now blue, yeah. Blue goes up here. Oh shit. Listen to me lah. Come on. Go in. There you go. Ah shit. Okay. Where's my... Okay. That seems good enough. Shiny and strong. This thing doesn't seem that good. Okay, now black's also perfect. Then you have orange. Okay. Orange goes here. Nice. So now you have this in place. You can go plug this large connector in. Okay. Next you wanna put the LCD back in, I think, yeah. Yeah, put the LCD back in. After you put the LCD on the bracket, basically. So you wanna find this thing over here. It goes like this. The long protruding bits go on the bottom. I mean the top over here, yeah. So do this. Okay. Oh shit. Are these stainless steel screws? Let's see. No, they're like magnetic, but I don't know. For these things, you don't want to fully tighten directly down. You want to first make sure they settle down, basically, yeah, and provide even pressure on all of the points, so the LCD plane doesn't buckle and like bend and stuff like that. So then this thing, what you want to do is you want to put this into your tweezers. Then you want to slot the screw inside here. And the screw then holds the like shim thingy so that it doesn't like flop around it or like fall down. If it falls down here, it's okay. If it falls outside your camera, you're gonna take everything out again. If it falls on the floor, you're never gonna see it anymore. So that's the different levels of falling off the table or like the workplace. Yeah. So now you have this. Okay. Next you wanna, oh shit, okay, I did it wrong. Let's pull this thing out again. You're supposed to put the LCD ribbon in before you put the like upper PCB back in. That's wrong, okay. So I just realized that, yeah. Okay, you can pull this guy out. Then you can pull this guy out. There you go. Then you can stick this thing onto the backing like this. Okay, there you go. Now you wanna go and push this board under the shim. Okay, then you wanna pull this cable back out. Then you're gonna be pressing this long connector in. Okay, then you wanna pull this thing out. Nice. Okay, that worked. So now you wanna screw everything back in, and soon we're gonna be done. So let's. Oh shit, the LCD got stuck to my magnet. Son of an asshole, you man. Oh shit. Ah. In. in, and this is the last one. It also should go in quite smoothly, yeah? So prepare your long screw, put the pin in, okay. Okay, next you want to make sure you solder these two connectors in the correct place. In theory, this thing's an LED, the back panel, yeah, so you shouldn't be able to short it or like destroy it by reverse polarity, but still gotta be careful, yeah. So pink goes to the right side, white goes to the left side. Okay, should be easy enough. So, hey, wait, am I sure? This left is pink, pink goes to the one on the right, here. Okay, should be easy, hopefully, maybe, not sure. Gonna rethin the pads, give them a little bit of solder so that they can actually hold the wires. White's back on. Shit. Okay, orange is back on. Now let's fold the cables in. Hopefully they don't snap. And they did not snap. Nice. Thank you, cables, for behaving. Now what I have to do is